Rio has been stretched by 10 mm in the wheelbase and by 15 mm in overall length. You might not imagine you'd notice that kind of difference, but combine it with a longer bonnet and front overhang, a shorter rear overhang, a roof that has been lowered by 5 mm and a C-pillar that's much slimmer and more upright than it was, and it begins to explain why the new car appears so markedly changed when compared with the old model. The Rio not only has a better stance but also a much more convincing air of visual sophistication and maturity about it than the cutesy-looking, big-featured third-generation car. It may be a touch less characterful, but it certainly looks serious about its assault on Europe. It also looks more like a car deserving of having a fairly large amount of money spent on it. Under its skin, the Rio remains a conventionally constructed supermini with a steel body, a front-mounted engine, an inline gearbox, driven front wheels, a McPherson strut front suspension and a torsion beam at the rear. The car's structure has been stiffened as well as enlarged, and it now consists of 51% high-strength steel, up from 33% in the last version. Kia claims this delivers better refinement and handling and improved crash performance, although no crash test results have yet been published by Euro NCAP. It seems to make for no significant weight saving, given that our upper mid-spec test car's curb weight was claimed at 1,228 kilograms. That figure would have been pretty typical of an equivalent 1.25 or 1.4-liter naturally aspirated petrol version of the previous generation Rio. There are 4 petrol engines and 2 diesels to choose from. The entry-level 1.25-liter petrol produces 8.3 bhp while the larger 1.4 makes 9.8 bhp, and plumping for the latter gets you 6 speeds in your manual gearbox instead of 5. Further up the engine range come the new 9.9 bhp and 1.18 bhp Kappa-branded 1.0-liter TGDI turbo petrols, both of which make 127 pounds-foot, which is available from just 1500 rpm. And since there's a 9.8 bhp normally aspirated petrol there for direct comparison, it's easy to quantify what that accessible pulling power is worth to the 1.0-liter TGDI Turbo Rio in terms of acceleration. It's the 1.5 SEC difference between a claimed 10.7 SEC and 12.2 SEC to 62 miles per hour. If you prefer a diesel engine under the bonnet, the choice is from 2 tunes of the same 1.4-liter CRDIF 4-cylinder unit, producing either 7.6 bhp or 8.9 bhp and emitting as little as 88 g/km of CO2.